Behind the Culture with Rick's Magazine and Never Write Stop. My name is Will, and I work with Never Write Stop.
Hello, my name is Stephanie. I'm with Rick's Magazine.
Hi, my name is Lil Mike. I have the PK KID Graffiti Durango, and I run the PK KID fan page on Instagram.
This episode is brought to you by
RT Auto, Marcos & Sons Tires, 506 Wraps, and MVM Illusions.
Little Mike, thanks for coming, man. What a honor it is to have you here in our Behind the Culture podcast. From what I hear in the street and some of the research that I've done about you, you're like a living legend in the street. Tell us about
that, but thank you for having me.
Tell us about how
I think my wife would disagree with that, but that's all right.
We need her here. Where is she? Tell us a little bit about how you fit into culture, how you got started, and why you're an underground living legend.
Well, about 5 years ago, my wife and daughter took my phone and made me an Instagram page, which I kind of fought for years because I really, never really did the social media thing. And I don't want to say out of spite, but it just kind of worked out that way. I says, I'm going to make it a PK and KID fan page. Now, I've been following PK and KID graffiti artists since I was 14 years old. And, I turned 50 last year, so I've been following them for a very long time. So I didn't know at the time, I knew nothing about Instagram. I didn't know if there were 100 fan sites out there. I didn't know. So I just started, posting pictures, just ones that I downloaded from the internet. And slowly but surely, it just started taking off, and I started getting more followers, and that's really how it started. And at the time, I had a Durango, which I bought brand new in 2015. But it was white. All it had were PK and KID license plates because I was fans of them. So,
So you said PK and KID, so it's two people? Because
Yes.
from my understanding, it was one person.
No.
Yeah.
PK KID.
No, it's two people.
Wow, did you know that?
I did not know that,
Wow.
no.
They do throw up for each other if they're not together. So they're always putting up each other's names.
So it's not you?
No, it's not me.
Is that what's out there?
I'm neither one of them. Well,
People think it's you, Little Mike.
people do think it's me because I drive the truck and I have the fan page and I got
License
PK
plate?
KID tattoos and everything.
Tattoos?
Well, that's what people think. They're like,
Unbelievable.
anybody that is this into it, it has to be one of them. But, I get dizzy when I stand on a curb, so I'm not hanging down for no water tower. Trust me.
Those are some crazy, crazy tags out there.
Well, they were probably the first to put their names in spots that they knew. They had the foresight to know that this spot is rocking forever because they can't buff it. So there's some spots in Jersey that have been rocking for 25 years that are still up. So they kind of had the, saw into the future and was like, you know what, I'm gonna put this tag here and it's gonna stay forever. And I mean, some of their tags have been seen literally by billions of people. I mean, what other artists can say that, really?
I've seen the news capture some of those things. Do you find yourself driving and see a PK KID tag and stop, pull over, take pictures?
Well, you know what it is now? Anytime I spot a new tag, it's like I'm like a little kid on Christmas morning. It's like they still out there bombing. It's like, it's 40 plus years for them. So it's crazy that they're still out there, but they're still out there.
I'm sure it's a love-hate situation, right? Because you come to my neighborhood and tag PK KID, I'm probably not going to be the happiest resident, right?
Well, you know what it is, too? They kind of have always avoided the cops by not putting their names in spots where maybe like a mom and pop shop or something, no private property, like
they were
a
mindful.
fence or something like that,
Nice.
where a neighbor's going to call. So, they kind of like, stayed out of the heat that way. And when I post a new spot, I'm always mindful to not, put it up there in like a disrespectful way and be like, F the police, they still out there. Because when you're driving a truck that's got graffiti all over it, you really can't have that attitude. Plus, I don't want to bring any heat on them. I mean, they've avoided the cops for 40 years, so I don't want I don't want me to be the reason that, you know, anything happened.
Do you find yourself in any trouble with the police? Have cops pulled you over thinking that you were him and you're running into a situation like that?
I've been pulled over a couple times. I've just gotten one ticket for a license plate. I don't take now that the truck is completely bombed, I don't take it out as much as I used to. But I think when I pass a cop, there's just like so much there. It's like, it's almost like they think, you know, I don't even want to get involved. Like, I don't know what this is, but why even pull this guy over? Because I've passed hundreds of cops and I've only been pulled over twice. But, you know, I'm mindful. I'm not, you know, going 90 miles an hour, weaving in. I don't want to give them a reason, you know. And if I do see a cop, I'll roll down the windows so, you know, they can see me, and it's not the tinted windows, because you can't have tinted windows at all in New Jersey. So, you know, I'm always mindful, you know. And like I said, the cops all that I live in Old Bridge, New Jersey, the cops all know the truck, so they're not going to pull me over.
So, little Mike, you said you had graffiti all over your car.
Yes.
So who else signed it besides PK?
Well, PK actually never signed it. Just Kid signed it.
Okay.
PK has not signed it yet. He will, and there's a reason why he hasn't, which I won't get into. But there's probably 200 artists that have signed the truck. I mean, I have, you know, all-time living legends, and I have artists that have, you know, probably thrown up their first tag. I've never said no to anybody.
And are you allowed to say who did it?
What do you mean?
Like, who signed your car?
Oh yeah,
You have two or three biggest.
I have Cope on there. I got KOPE and COPE. Cope was one of the first guys to sign. The first two to sign were Sharpie and RHE, and then Kid signed. And
how did that happen? Because I think I saw somewhere where he told you to leave the car somewhere, and I'll do it without.
What happened was I started getting in touch with someone on Instagram, okay, because I knew that they were down with Kid, because someone had told me, and I messaged them and said, you know, this is what I'm looking to do to my car. Now, when I say tag the car, I just meant like a little tag on the dashboard. Like, this wasn't like, I had no intention of getting any other tags on the car. And once Kid agreed to sign the car, a guy I was becoming friends with on Instagram who writes Tio, he just blurts out there one day when I told him Kid was going to finally sign, I'll sign too. And I was like, all right, you know, I think he was half kidding at the time, but I didn't want to say no. So I was like, all right, you know, he's a Staten Island guy. I grew up in Staten Island. It'd be cool to get some Staten Island artists on there. So I says, all right, cool. So I got in touch with a couple artists, Sharpie and RHE. They were the first ones to hit it. Sent, Answer, Daz, Delay, Mags, and Goal. They were some of the first to hit it. Deckhead. Then I was told to leave the truck in front of my house. Okay, just leave it unlocked, and that's it. You know, I never ask any questions. Like, I don't ever want anyone to feel I'm fishing for information. So, you know, I was like, all right. So, you know, I left it in front of my house. I came out one morning, and, you know, Kid had signed. He pulled the visor down, and he hit the inside of the visor, and a couple secret spots that I found years later, just little tags and stuff. Now, if he knew what this was going to become at the time, which he didn't and I didn't, he would have bombed the entire truck. So, you know, I think he thought, you know, I'm not gonna tag this kid's dashboard and go crazy. You know, so he just hit that little spot. Then years later, I had stickers on the back window, and I said, listen, I'm going to take the stickers off the back window if I'll give the whole back window to Kid if he'll do the back window. And they were all right. Well, same thing. Leave the keys in, you know, in the truck in front of your house, but he wants to take it somewhere. Is that cool? I was like, yeah, all right. So, you know,
So essentially, he could have stole your car.
yeah,
you had no idea who to report to.
I wouldn't have to. Stitches get stitches, so I guess I would have been out of the Durango. So, but he came, he took the truck, and he must have brought it somewhere where I guess you could put it up on a lift, because not only did he do the back window, but I showed you the photo, he did underneath the underbody.
That's
carriage
crazy.
of the truck is bombed out. Okay, so, you know, and then he drove it back to my house. The next day it was in my driveway.
That's crazy.
Bombed. So.
I see why people would think it's you. I mean, you would think that it's you took it to a shop and little Mike did it.
Right. Well, I thought to myself, man, if this dude gets pulled over, I don't know what he's going to say, but I guess you'll have to come up with something, I guess.
Have you received any offers?
I've never received an offer. I mean, I'm a utility worker, so I work like 65 hours a week. And, you know, I have a wife, I have a daughter, and so, you know, weekends I'm spending time with my family. So it's hard to put it out there. I'm not ready to sell it because I'm going to be retiring in about 4 years and I'm moving to Florida, so I want to take it down there for a couple of years and enjoy it, you know, in that type of weather, not have to worry about the winters. But I really haven't put it out there. Like I keep telling, I told some people at work and stuff, I got to get it into like the right hands. Like I need somebody big time to see it. And one of the guys that I thought about was Fat Joe, because, you know, he's in the culture and he's down with graffiti. So if he would have seen this truck and see the inside, like I know he would think that this was the dopest thing of all time, because all you really see is the outside. Once people, like if I pull up to a store, oh, can I check out your truck? The windows are up, they don't know the inside is tagged. So once they open up the doors, or I'll open up the doors for them, they're like, you know, oh my God, the inside's done too, and the entire inside is bombed out, the seats, the roof, everything.
I think Joe will go nuts. I mean, no pun intended, he's going to say, you all the way up. Coincidentally, little Mike, you didn't know, but I'm actually his personal photographer. I talked to him in a minute. That's crazy. It's crazy that you mentioned him out of every artist that could have possibly
I know he's down.
Right? I mean,
I was watching his show or podcast, and he was talking about TD, who is one of the biggest artists in the city, and I've actually spoken to him back and forth in DMs, and he's gonna hit the truck. And once he mentioned him, I was like, you know what? Like I always heard he was into graffiti, but once he mentioned him, I was like, he knows.
So somebody that's crazy. He was dropping an album last year, and walking out of Complex, they have a big wall where all the artists that go and visit, really anyone I'm sure that's a big celebrity, they sign the wall. I got a picture where on the way out, Fat Joe is signing Fat Joe, and he still got it in him, that nice graffiti look. It's crazy. It's iconic because he is a living legend.
Yeah.
You know, he is a living legend, and it's one of those things where what a lot of people don't know about Joe is, and the people that know Joe, they know, but the amount of people that have respect for Joe in and outside the industry is unbelievable. Right. He's got pull from, you name it. Everybody knows Joe, you know.
Well, I'm going to be expecting you now to send a video of the truck.
We'll send him a link and see if he leans back on it. No pun intended.
Well, maybe he's actually watching this podcast.
Maybe. This is what I'm saying. Little Mike, we can get you noticed, man. This is awesome.
Well, the end result of the truck, after this thing started taking off, each Christmas, and this past Christmas has been the 4th Christmas that I've done it, PK KID hooked me up with some stuff to sell for charity, and I've sold stuff every Christmas, and my main charity is St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Oh, wow.
So every year I sell stuff, and I send them a check, and my end game, like the end game, like when this is all said and done, and I'm, you know, 57, 58, and I'm not going to drive the truck no more, is I like to sell the truck, hopefully it go into a museum so everybody could get to see it, or even if it's a personal collector, someone that'll put it out there and just not stick it in a garage. And I like to sell the truck and give all that money to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So that's kind of like, that's what I'm thinking I want my legacy to be. Like the end game is, you know, sell the truck and, you know, help out kids with cancer. There's no better charity.
That's powerful. That's powerful. We want to thank you for thinking that. I was actually going to ask you what's your big purpose behind it.
Yeah, that's
And
basically, I want
it. You know,
to
that's a huge
retire
deal.
and enjoy it for a couple years in Florida, annoy my neighbors wherever I'm going to live, say, what the hell's going on? Look what the cat dragged in over here. But, and then just enjoy it. Like I still, like even if someone made an offer now, I wouldn't sell it because, plus I still got a loan out on the thing. I mean,
If the price was right, you're selling it, little Mike. I'm
I
telling
don't know.
you.
I still enjoy driving it.
If the price, you could drive another Durango.
Start this all over
If the
again.
price was
Start it
right,
all over again. I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me to
telling
start
you.
it all over again. It's been a lot of work traveling all over the place. It's kind of died down in the last year or two because I just don't have the time. But when this first started and it started taking off, I was going everywhere, and I get DMs every week from artists that want to hit the truck. There's just not enough time in the day.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of it right now, but I think somewhere in the Bronx they either built or building a hip hop like museum.
Yes, yeah, I've
You've
heard
of
about that. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box. That's something that this could be something people see when they walk in.
Yeah.
You know, you just never know. You never know where it's gonna go.
The museum in Miami that now has a graffiti museum.
There you go.
And see if they want to, you know, display the truck for their Art Basel. Art Basel's pretty popular down in Miami in December, I think it is. So, you know, I would display it at their museum. Matter of fact, a lot of the artists that are in the museum that originally hit the outside, like Giz, Ghost, J.A., they're inside that museum and they're on my truck. Like some of the dudes, like I just mentioned, Giz, J.A., Ghost, they were really the first to bomb the outside. And, you know, J.A. is one of the, you know, biggest artists in the history of graffiti. And when he hit the truck and he bombed the outside, I mean, it's almost like I felt like, you know, I wasn't even worthy of it because there's dudes that would, you know, probably chop off their right arm just to hang out with J.A. for the day. And here it was, we were drinking and barbecuing, and this dude's bombing the outside of my truck. So it kind of like everything just worked out right when it came out and when it came to the Durango.
Nuts.
And also, I wanted
story.
to kind of give a shout out to what's really big in the culture now, real big, is the sticker game. I mean, dudes go crazy now, putting stickers up all over the place. And one of the first that have really helped me out was Had and Sew. Okay, they're two of the biggest sticker kings, and they were two of the first to hit the truck and kind of put stickers on the truck. Like I never thought, you know, let me put stickers on the truck, but they were some of the first. And now you can see the outside, the inside. I got stickers. You got like sticker kings nowadays. Kest, Ribs, Detour, Day, Coma. They're part of the Graffiti Art Kings. Their stickers are everywhere. So that's a big part of the game now, and all those guys' stickers have hit my truck, and you know, they've tagged it. They've given me stickers. It's funny because I've been accepted into this community, and I'm not a part of that world. Like for them to let an outsider in is almost unheard of. Like they roll with each other. They don't roll with someone that don't do graffiti, because, you know, I never did graffiti. So, you know, it took a long time to build up that trust. I've had a lot of these guys, big time guys, come to my house. So, and they've invited me to their house and to their, like the GAT crew, they invited me to their warehouse where they make all their stuff. So for them to like bring me in and to put that trust in me, I mean, that's something like I'll never forget, because they don't just do that with anybody.
This is true.
So you've seen these people before?
I've never seen PK or Kid, but
No. So you don't know who they are? You sure you're not one of them?
I'm not one of them, but I've never seen them. No.
So do you do any car shows?
I've done a couple car shows. I did one with Never Ride Stock and Rick's Magazine at the Lakewood Blue Claw Stadium.
The All-Star
over
Fitment.
the summer, and that was fun. That was really like kind of like my first car show, and it was, you know, it was something new to me. I'm not really like into cars that way. Like if you ask me what type of engine I had in the Durango, I don't know anything about cars. I can't change oil. I can't do a blinking light. I can't do anything. So I mean, I don't really know anything about cars, and shows really aren't my thing. But you know, it's something different. It's something else where the Durango could be put out there, and people that see it, they've never seen anything like this, because this is the only truck like this I think in the world. I've never seen another one that has, you know, artists from literally all over the place that have tagged it. I mean, people have gotten, you know, murals done on their cars and stuff like that, but something like this, which is actual tags, that's a question I get too sometimes. Is this a rap? And it's like, no, this is actual graffiti.
Just don't fall for the blinker fluid, Joe.
Yes, I saw that on the internet. No, I won't fall.
Before I let you go, I saw on your page you took a picture with Jadakiss, the legendary.
Yes.
Did he tag it?
He didn't tag it because I didn't have.
You gotta
have the truck there that day.
Come
I give a shout out to the Guap crew. Okay, they were filming a video in the Stapleton projects, and one of the members of that group, my friend Sherlin, he works with us, and we just happened to be working by the projects where he grew up, where they were shooting a video, just by coincidence.
Nice.
And I didn't have the truck that day, so I just went over to where they were shooting the video and, you know, took a picture with them. But that was pretty cool.
Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. We want to thank you again, Little Mike, for tuning in, you know, coming to visit us, give your story. What a powerful, legendary story. I know this is just the beginning of the journey, because where it ends up is really what's going to be the mystery, right?
That's really anything in life, you know. It's not really about, you know, the end result. It's the journey on how you get there. And that's kind of, it's funny you said that, because that's what I tell the dudes that have hit my truck. Every signature is a story. Like I have so many, like I could write a book. I have so many stories with this truck, and the end game, like I said, is to hopefully one day, you know, sell it and, you know, give the money to charity.
Awesome. Awesome.
Great. We want to thank everybody, and also we want to thank our supporters, and also our sponsors. Again, RT Auto, Marco's Sons and Tires, 506 Wraps, and MVM Illusions.
You want to see photos of Little Mike's truck, visit our Instagram page, never.ride.stop.
And be sure to follow Rick's Magazine at RIX_magazine.
And my Instagram is at Lil Mike 1970, and there's probably 4,500 pictures of the truck and PK and Kid tags, and just kind of like the journey, the story of how it begun to where it is now.